sometimes at this is our second Christmas there, the neighborhood doesn't feel like Christmas. So if a neighbor came over, I'd be like grabbing him, pulling him in, and you're going to visit for a while, you know. And my neighbor that lives next door, he's a single guy. I've taken him stuff. And so just in doing that has just opened a door for us to be able to talk to each other. And so if he sees me walking or riding my bike, and it's kind of a joke, but he'll roll his window down if he drives by. Hey, I'm going to Starbucks. He says, do you want anything? He's not really going to Starbucks, but I'll be like, sure, you know, give me a giant coffee. And so if I see him now, we do the same thing. And it just created that avenue to where we can talk to each other, because same thing, you know, he comes home, closes the garage door, but just because I went over to his house one day to take him treats for, I think it was May Day, that opened that communication between the two of us. So Sarah, I'm sure your kids love that, and I would love to be your neighbor.
We came from a traditional neighborhood, like you're talking about, where it's just a big old general neighborhood, and we just pull in and shut the door real fast. And so we came from that. And so coming into this neighborhood, I'm like, you guys are the nicest people on earth. Are you kidding me? Who are you?
Real?
It's crazy. And they just, and they all have resources, or, you know, you need a tile guy, or who, you know, here's dinner. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Where are you? You know, it's weird. It's so strange. And everyone is just super friendly. And I'm like, well, we have to give them all something too, you know. Gosh.
Isn't that funny though? Because we don't live that far apart, that there's a community like yours and then a community like mine where I never see anybody. And then you have, and it's not just one, but it's several people in your community that are all that way. So I think it just creates, like I've created with my neighbor, I think that kind of creates an effect that you just kind of have to, somebody has to be, you know, step outside their comfort zone and make that first move, you know, but people love, for the most part, people love that, you know, they want to be a part of a community.
Yeah. Last year, my kids, we went to the dollar store and got mugs, and then you can get like a thing of hot chocolate at the dollar store too. And then we would just put hot chocolate and mugs at people's doorstep. And it was like when we would do May Day baskets, it was just like a fun, like run out to the doorstep and do it, and people don't know you're doing it.
So it's anonymous. You were doing it anonymously. Yeah.
And it was sweet. And I remember Laura's family, every year they do ornaments, and they do like, they make with her mom and all of her mom's grandkids. And we were invited a few times because close with Laura's family. And my kids love that. Like I looked on my Time Hop on Facebook, and I had ones from when we did a couple of ornaments and stuff and crafts at our house. It was just like a fun bonding time. And it really, I mean, we use construction paper and styrofoam, you know what I mean?
So cheap things, yeah.
And we did the rice snowman. I mean, we did them again this year, so I think we've got like 25 snowmen. But like,
start giving them away to your neighbors.
But the kids had fun doing it.
Yeah,
it was a bag of rice and socks.
So there's a lot of things that we can do that don't cost anything at all, and that was another subject that I wanted to talk about, was just even, you know, if there's single moms or single dads or people that are, you know, other people that might not really have traditions or might consider Christmas, you know, not that fun. There are ways that if you just do a few things, you kind of feel like you're buying into that joy. And once you just even try, you step out and try it, it does bring joy. And then you listen to...
You're listening to ChristianLivingRadio.com, where you can hear such amazing ministries such as Blended Families Ministry, Unashamed by Grace, P31 Women, Pastor G, Unbreakable, Live at 5, Straight Talk, and many more to come. Also tune in to our music channel as well, 24-hour access. Be heard all over the world. Click on Get Involved or email us, info@ChristianLivingRadio.com.
So, you know, and listening to all three of you, you know, the point is, and just remembering back to my childhood too, the point is we want to spend quality time together over Christmas, period. You know, whether that be family or friends or even volunteering, you know, giving of your time with strangers. I mean, you're still spending quality time with someone during Christmas. And in this hectic world that we live in, we all need more presence, not presents, but presence of Christmas in our life. And so, Laura, I want to go to you quickly because I know that your mother at some point was a single mom raising some of you. Do you want to kind of tell us, because there might be some single parents out here, tell us about your Christmas as a as a child of a single mom growing up?
I remember watching my mom work very hard. She worked nights and, we all had to pitch in at the house, and she was tired when she got home. She worked really hard. She was a nurse. And so, coming home to 9 to 10 children.
Wow. How did she do that? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. But I remember years where it was like we would get one thing or, maybe some pretty obviously garage sale items, but it meant so much to us that she would work that hard. She would then spend her off time looking for gifts for us. Like, she could have easily just said, "Oh, sorry guys, we can't,"
So tired,
but she went above and beyond, and I just want to encourage those single moms or dads, your kids do see it and they appreciate it. It's that effort will not go unnoticed.
Even if they don't notice when they're little, they will remember that later in life.
Oh yeah. And I remember those single gifts. Oh my gosh. They were like my favorite childhood toys, like that one doll, my brown baby that I got, because it was on clearance and, but it was my favorite. I didn't notice that it was, what does it matter if it was brown or white, it was a baby and it was my Christmas present, so.
Well, it seems like then the children would really appreciate a gift more. Not to say you shouldn't get your kids a lot of gifts, but I know like we have an only child, Clayton, and when he was growing up, our tree would be piled with stuff and he would just go and he wasn't a spoiled brat. He wasn't like, oh, I don't like this, but he would appreciate each one, but then you get overwhelmed. And it was like, well, I don't know which one my favorite is. And then he'd play with a couple and then the others I'd be like, well, I just got it because it reminded me of him or something. And, he didn't even use half of them. It would just boil down to one or two, like you were saying, Laura, know.
Yeah, that's with my children. Luckily, I have 4 girls, so one toy gets played with by all of them a lot, and they're close in ages too. But we don't do many gifts like that. But I'm sure that their favorite gift this year is going to be the gum I got them.
They're not going to hear this show, right?
No,
okay.
No, I hope not.
Well, so back to, your mom and being a single mom. And because I know like at our church, we have many, many single moms or dads. I know some single dads at our church. And I was talking to one just the other night. I was at a party. He's married now, but he said, I hated Christmas. And I said, why? Why would you hate Christmas? Tell me why. And he said, well, because it was always just the pressure about, having to split my time between my children and the pressure of trying to get presents that they really wanted because I wanted it to be better than what they were getting, at the other house.
Wow. Yeah.
And he said, and then I realized after he got married, he's married now to someone who is at our church. He said, it's not, I strived so hard and it wasn't even about that, because he said, my kids aren't going to remember any of that. It was just spending time with me. They just wanted to come over and go out to breakfast or, just do something, but just be at my house. And so now, fortunately, he has custody of his children, but, full custody. So he, I see pictures on Facebook. He spends so much time with these boys and invests so much. And that's what they're going to remember, not just at Christmas time, but always. And so he's able to recreate and reinvent traditions. But I know that there are some people, in my circle that are single, and sometimes Christmas isn't that exciting for them. It is for their children. And one thing that, as I was thinking back to traditions, is we used to have Christmas carolers come by our house. So I started thinking, how can I make this a new tradition for like everybody, right? Because children don't know that that's not in style anymore. You don't have Christmas carolers typically come over to your house, but think about if they did, your kids would really enjoy that. So I need to find some people, you don't even have to be a good singer, but some people that would want to go around with me and start doing that. Cause I would love to revive that and start doing Christmas caroling. And that doesn't cost anything.
My
either.
youngest daughter, she she would go.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Dressed apart.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
she'd do
would
it.
we would love that. We would hear the knock at our door and we knew immediately what it was. And back then, they would dress up with the gowns and the bonnets and everything. But it doesn't matter what you wear. It was just them singing and the Christmas songs. And that's how I learned the words to some of the Christmas songs was just by them singing, because as a child, I didn't know all the songs that I do now. So, okay. So if anybody wants to join me, let me know.
For you. I got one.
So talking about children, I know, Laura, that you're involved with some foster children. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that too? Because we don't want to forget the foster children that are in the system, and we want to remember them this Christmas too.
Yes. So fostering is very close to my heart. My husband and I would like to do it quite badly. We just have to have a bigger house. So until we're able to take them on full time, we try to sponsor as many as we can. Each of my kids picks a tag from the angel tree. And then we also were lucky enough to get to sponsor a foster shelter this year. So it's kind of like a group home setting, but it's just a shelter for them until they get a more permanent placement. And this year there's 5 girls. Last year I think there were 6, but we got to do it for them last year too. And this year I actually took to Facebook and asked, because God just put like a bigger desire in my heart for what to get them, just more than just their needs, just some things that they might want too, and maybe some items to help them cope with their current situation, and also I've asked some people to write like encouraging notes to them. Also, that's free, by the way. And so we've had a really awesome outpouring from people on Facebook just saying like, I don't have much, but here's $10. And that $10, they don't even know. I mean, God is like sending some amazing deals my way here,
Really?
folks. I mean, like $30 items are literally 80 cents.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's super Jesus deals. So, so they don't know how far that $10 is going, and they say, well, I can't really do much, but I can write a note, like, please do that, and we get to take them out to breakfast on, what's the Christmas
Christmas
Eve.
is
And so we're just really excited to get to bless them, and I get to spend time with them this year. Last year I only got to do it for a short time, but this year we just get to know them and just so into their lives that there are strangers that are praying for them that love them without needing to know them, and just trying to bring some joy into what might be a kind of a dark season for them, so.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine that, being, because they don't have parents, right? They're all
It's
young.
or they were taken out of their parents' home for bad reasons, so.
And that's a whole nother show, but we know a lot of, in different ministries, the children, no matter what the situation at home, even if it's bad, they still want to be at home.
Yeah.
And so, you're saying some of them were taken, or, that they're not only now they're in a strange environment, but they're away from their family that they miss and want to be with. So yeah, my heart breaks for them. Well, I'll, if you get me information, I'll put it on our Facebook page, which is Unashamed by Grace. And if people want to make donations, or is it just financial, or can you also take toys or?
Well, they're teenage girls, so they're ages 12 to 17. I mean, some of them might be aging out soon. But so yeah, we are accepting financial donations through PayPal. I can get you the email for that. Or I mean, also Walmart gift cards. Encouraging notes, like I said, they're ranging from 12 to 17, and encouraging words mean a lot right now, So just praying for them is enormous. Also, ideas, fun topics to talk about at breakfast, suggestions for that, because I don't want it to be a heavy event. I don't want it to be talking about, their past or why they're there, because they're more than why they're there. Each of them are special and unique and have funny quirks that I want to get to know.
Yes.
So,
well, we'll put all that on our Facebook page, because that's still over a week away.
It is,
So we
yeah.
can still get stuff to you, to be able to bless these women. And, everyone listening, you might not have time to go and research to try to find volunteer opportunities. Well, here's one right now that you can do. You're listening. We can make it easy for you on our Facebook page, and knowing that you're helping someone that you don't even know.
Yeah.
So that would be a new tradition for you to start.
Yeah. That's why I put it on Facebook, because I used to want to give and I just didn't have the time. I didn't know how to who am I going to give money to? Red Cross.